The Disney Renaissance refers to the era beginning roughly in 1989 and ending in 1999, during which Walt Disney Animation Studios returned to making more musically animated films that were mostly based on well-known stories. This allowed Disney's animated films to become more powerhouse successes. During that time period, one of the most controversial films Disney has ever created regarding the issue of race was produced. The movie Aladdin was officially released in late 1992, and from the opening act, Orientalist views are thrust upon the viewers.
Oh, I come from a land, from a faraway place, where the caravan camels roam. Where it's flat and immense and the heat is intense. It's barbaric, but hey, it's home.
Well, for starters, as Aladdin's opening musical act is played, the lyrics recited, "Where they cut off your ear if they don't like your face, it's barbaric, but hey, it's home." After uproar claiming the lyrics were racist, they were altered to, "Where it's flat and immense and the heat is intense, it's barbaric, but hey, it's home." In the first 5 minutes of the movie, an obscured view of the East the West has is blatantly sung.
Stop, thief! I'll have your hands for a trophy, street rat!
All this for a loaf of bread?
The misrepresentation and stereotypes that exist of other cultures unfamiliar to an individual stems from intolerance. The misrepresentation of the Middle East and Western society can be explained by using the literary professor Edward Said's works titled Orientalism, where he believes that the West has a skewed representation of the East. Western ideology and culture is showcased throughout the movie, as the main character, Aladdin, was made in many ways to resemble the American actor Tom Cruise. Aladdin was also voiced over by a white American man. On the other hand, the bad guys were portrayed as others, all sharing similar demeaning characteristic stereotypes Americans have of people from the West. Robert Ebert, an American film critic, in his review of the movie stated, "One distraction during the film was its odd use of ethnic stereotypes. Most of the Arab characters have exaggerated facial characteristics, hooked noses, glowering brows, thick lips, but Aladdin and the princess look like American teenagers." The main perpetrator of the movie is named Jafar, a character who displays narcissistic tendencies, his most obvious ones being his obsessive desire for power and sense of entitlement. He does not have a definite sexual orientation and has a pet parrot as a best friend. All bad guys in the movie, in a sense, share similar characteristics, as they all wield weapons, have large noses, pointy chins, and large eyes, all which resemble stereotypical characteristics the West has about the East. The movie comes out at a time soon after the Persian Gulf War culminated. The Gulf War started on August 2nd, 1990, when the forces of Iraqi dictator Saddam Hussein invaded oil-rich Kuwait. U.S. officials worried that the invasion of Kuwait might be Iraq's first step in a larger effort to consolidate its power over other nations in the East. If Hussein gained power of Kuwait and Saudi Arabia, he would control over 20% of the world's oil reserves and become the world's dominant oil power. America intervened immediately in a coalition with 34 other UN countries. The first CNN live televised war erupted.
We're going to Bernard Shaw in Baghdad.
This is,
Out of my mouth came the words,
something is happening outside.
"You're damn right something is happening. War is breaking out all around you."
The skies over Baghdad have been illuminated. We're seeing bright flashes going off all over the sky.
The walls were shaking. The windows were vibrating. The concussions were blowing us against the wall.
The coalition demolished Saddam Hussein's army. What does this have to do with the movie, you may ask? Well, after millions of Americans saw the bombing raids on innocent civilians of Iraq, the movie came at a sensitive time in which it depicted Arabs and inhabitants of the Middle Eastern to be barbaric. Even the fictional city Aladdin takes place in resembles the capital city of Iraq, which is Baghdad. Thus, these Orientalist values portrayed in Aladdin would prove to desensitize the American public to the atrocities their country committed against Iraq in a war.
I'm just getting warmed up!
Are you afraid to fight me yourself, you cowardly snake?
A snake, am I? Perhaps you'd like to see how
snake-like I can be.
And in the end of the film, Jafar strangles Aladdin as the Middle Eastern villain turns into a large venomous snake. Aladdin, the poor, innocent, Americanized Middle Eastern teen, looks in awe at the evil in front of him. But Aladdin, of course, saves the day from the evil Jafar.
Your wish is my command.
Way to go, Al.
What have you done?
Trust me!
The universe is mine to command, to control!
Not so fast, Jafar! Aren't you forgetting something? You wanted to be a genie? You got it!
What?
And everything that goes with it!
And once again, more Orientalist views of the East. As Jafar turned into a genie, he resembled a demonic character and continued to retain his stereotypical Middle Eastern accent. The original Americanized genie, on the other hand, looks friendly and welcoming. In combination, Western portrayals of Eastern countries and people all play to the negative connotations and stereotypes Western countries have of the other. It is said no better than Diane MacLeod, who stated, "Ethnographic artists at Disney catered to popular tastes by exaggerating the sensuality and savageness of their colonial subjects. Disney's cartoon characters magnified the least desirable traits of contemporary Middle Easterns in Aladdin."
She must be zoning now. I am so fly like Aladdin. I start the ship, I'm the captain. And they're talking, they're chatting, but they cannot play with their captain, no. I am so fly like Aladdin. I start the ship, I'm the captain. And they're talking, they're chatting, but they cannot play with their captain,